Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the channel. This is Red Prep and we're building up to Manchester United match against FC Copenhagen in Denmark in the Champions League. United find themselves second from bottom in the group with 3 points, and they'd be hoping that Bayern Munich can do them another favor by beating Galatasaray in the Allianz Arena, who are at 4 points. Bayern obviously are showing to qualify probably as the group leaders. So United will be hoping that they can win their match, and the next match which United have against Galatasaray in Turkey could prove pivotal for this group. But United have to win this match in order to stand any kind of chance in the next match away at Galatasaray. Both teams come into this match on different kind of trajectory. United won their last match against Fulham 1-0, but previous to that they lost two match consecutively 3-0. While FC Copenhagen have won all three matches, scoring 4 goals in two of those three matches. Historically, this match has been tough for United, especially in terms of scoring goal. And FC Copenhagen played well enough in the last match, and they were denied the last-minute penalty by Andro Onana. Otherwise, they believe that they start favourites in the match, especially considering United haven't fared well in this group in this campaign. So FC Copenhagen will be a formidable opponent for Manchester United in Denmark. So far in this campaign, Copenhagen have scored 3 goals and conceded 5. So there is not much difference in their performances. They've been consistent even against Bayern Munich. They only lost by a goal. They have some good attacking threats with Achuri and El Yunusi, who did well at Old Trafford as well. In terms of the league form, they're top of the table, having scored more than 30 goals in 14 matches. So they are a formidable opponent, especially at home, where the record has been exceptional. In terms of their attacking threat, we know both the wingers, Al Yunusi and Ashuri, did well at Old Trafford, especially Ashuri was also their top goal scorer with 8 goals so far this season. They opted to play with a false striker, false number 9, with the midfielder Clayson, and who actually did a good job on Amrabat and keeping him quiet and preventing any kind of access from the back line to the midfield. So they might go with the same, or they might start Larson, who did well when he came on in the end at Old Trafford. Obviously, Deeks and Mavro are a formidable centre back pairing, and they did well against Holland in the return leg at Old Trafford. The fullback Yellard had to play on the left fullback position, which is not his strongest suit, but he did well, and he provided an outlet for them. They certainly were adventurous at Old Trafford, and at home they certainly take the onus on themselves to attack United, and United will have to be wary of their threats, both from fullback's position as well as their inverted wingers. So now let's get to the tactical board and break down the expected lineup and formations for both the teams. Coming to Manchester United, they'll go with 4-2-3-1 to start off with a double pivot here in midfield. I think Amrabat should start with Ericsson, who could provide that kind of passing from the deep playmaking position. Though I wouldn't be surprised if McTominay is brought in. I think Garnacho should be given another chance. He did well against Fulham, and he should be trusted to carry on that to build on that performance. Anthony did horribly. I would not play Anthony, and I'd go with Pellistri on the right hand side. And he did well, and he's good in terms of going to the byline and whipping crosses for the likes of Hoyland. Fernandez should play in his position. I think Evans won't start because might be too early. But in case Varane isn't fit, then Evans or Lindelof, either one of them could start. Maguire keeps his place because he's done well. Van Bissaka also, he might not start if 3 matches in a week's time is too much for him. But I hope that he does because he did well in the last 2 matches. Dalo will, I think, will if when Bissaka start, Dalo will stay on the left back position. Uh, with uh, with FC Copenhagen, they play with this 4-3-3 formation, but they played Klassen, who is a midfielder, as a false nine. So what they did was Ochuri was on the left hand side. If we analyze the last match, and Unisi was another winger who came in pressing the center backs. Obviously, we didn't start with Ericsson, but if we take but we had Mount in his place, so they were all going forward. Even the fullback who was Regulon was playing forward. Rashford played in place of Garnacho, and Fernandes was dropping deep in terms of providing that kind of passing from the deep playmaking position. And this Anthony played and Dalo played on the right hand flank. So this was the formation. In this formation, because Klassen was man marking Amrabat or trying to cut out passes to Amrabat, it was very difficult to for United to create from this position. So there was so much space, but we couldn't find any passes. None of the players were dropping deep in order to, try to link up play with Amrabat. So we were struggling to build a play and provide passes from deep into our forward players. In the second half, what we did was Ericsson was brought in and Amrabat went out. What happened was we started playing with two midfielders in this. So the Clayson couldn't cover both the midfielders, and we had some room in midfield. So if Clayson was going on the one of the center midfielder, the other one was free. So I expect that United will play the same and try to employ another midfielder in this space. Or if the midfield doesn't work, then maybe the fullback comes in that inverted fullback position, and we can exploit this kind of spaces in midfield with another man in there. So this is what I expect the teams to play like. Uh, FC Copenhagen might spring a surprise and drop Clayson and bring in Rooney Bakerji, or even Larson can come in. So if that happens, obviously they'll be going for all out attack, and it'll be interesting how United cope with that. But that is what I expect the two teams to bring to the table on the night. The upcoming two matches would be crucial and pivotal if Ten Hag has to salvage any kind of success this season and save his job. What United have shown in the last two matches is some fight. They are not playing well. They're lacking structure and clear instructions and pattern of plays. But what they've shown is that they can dig in, both for the club and the manager. And it's the least that we can expect as fans, that they play like they mean it and they play for the badge. But in all honesty, if they are slacking even a bit, FC Copenhagen will certainly smell blood and go for the jugular. And if there is any kind of doubt or any kind of slackening, we might end up with embarrassing defeat in Copenhagen. Obviously, with this set of players, we've seen some extraordinarily poor results, embarrassing defeats. So nothing would surprise me. So you can expect the unexpected with them. But the least we have to do is show some fight and guts. Don't let in those doubts creep in. We have players like Rashford and Bruno who are very temperamental, who are emotional, and they can throw the baby with the bathwater if it comes down to a setback. So it's very important that experienced heads keep their head and keep calm, and just understand that it is a 90 minute match, and even if we are able to get 1-0 win at the very end, it'll be enough for us. This match won't be for the faint-hearted. It won't be pretty football or adventurous attacking intent from Manchester United, but it'll be all about attrition and not giving chances to the opposition, and obviously trying to hit them on the counter attacks and get one or two goals as quickly as possible. But inshallah, if we can come back to Old Trafford with 3 points and then go back to Turkey in the next round of matches, then we are in good stead to qualify. Inshallah, we'll come back with all the analysis and in-depth breakdown of the match in our Red Dissection episode. And until then, take care, do good, pray for Palestine. Assalamu alaikum.